Good afternoon, Grizzly fans. On behalf of Felix Curry and his Grizzlies, we welcome you to the second annual Combine. We are inside the practice facility at Northside. I'm Buzz Sawyer alongside my broadcast partner, retired head football coach Mike Fallure. And, Coach, it just seems like yesterday we had this.
Yeah, this is a really good thing that Felix started. Kind of expanded it this year. Last year it was just Northside kids. And
yeah.
Now he's opened it up to the local schools, Southside, Van Buren, Alma. I'm not sure who all he invited, but those are the schools that are here. So it's good for these kids. It's good for these coaches to be able to come to one place and see
exactly
the prospects in this area.
So as a head coach, do you think this does a lot for the players' mindset? You got a lot of sophomores and juniors, not just seniors here, but what does it do for their mindset trying to get ready for the next level?
Well, college recruiting has turned in going to camps, going to combines, doing so. To do it here on your own campus and to have, 10, 12 schools come and see your players, it motivates you during the winter to improve and to get ready to compete, because that's what they're going to be doing.
Right.
Really against themselves, but it's really good.
Well, it's going to be a marathon for us because it's pretty hot in here. Not much air moving. That's kind of by design because they're going to run a 40 first. And Coach Curry didn't want any air moving here, anything that's going to affect the way they may run their 40. But it is pretty hot. I know where the water and the Powerade is, so you may have to take over a few times for me as I go in to refuel a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely, I never liked coming in this place to practice or do whatever.
Yeah.
Because there is not a lot of air movement.
But, on those rain days and bad weather days, it is nice to be able to
it's very nice.
Use it.
It's very nice to have. But don't want to use it unless you have to use it.
All right, we are up. This is Taylor Webster, who will compete first in the 40-yard dash. And we'll do our best to, I think each one of them's going to go twice, but we're going to do our best to get times. Coach Neal was going to supply us with some walkie-talkies to try to keep us up to date, but they wouldn't work, so we'll just have to verbally get that from him.
I believe Taylor will be a junior, is that correct?
Yes, he is.
Big man.
6'2", 288. Eddie Martinez. And they'll do these fast. They'll go through them quick. I remember last year we were dealing with so much weather that we were on a hot spot here last year and couldn't get on fast enough to catch them all. But this year is a little bit different. We're able to get a good internet connection. This is going to be Carter Techmeyer. I think it's supposed to be Isaac Wright next. So this will be Isaac. Isaac will be a junior.
Very talented young man.
Yeah.
I think they've got him at running back and inside receiver.
About 25 yards after the 40 is the backstop, Coach. I think I could stop at 41.
I don't know, Buzz. You've talked about your speed before. It may.
Yeah, maybe 42. All right, this is Carter Techmeyer. He's playing receiver. He can also play quarterback. Again, we'll try to get you up to date on the times. Next will be Ezra Phillips. Ezra will be a senior this year. One of the toughest kids you're ever going to meet.
Hard to believe he'll be a senior.
Isn't that something?
Just coming off of an injury, too, isn't it?
Yeah, a little off-season weightlifting injury. I think he got his finger caught between a couple of dumbbells, and I talked to him last night, and he showed it to me, and still doesn't have feeling back, but at some point, hopefully he gets that back. It's Malachi Warren. .5'10", 200 running back, so he is extremely strong and has great hands.
And he'll just be a sophomore?
That is correct. Isaiah Ulmer, who's going to be a senior this year. Call him the Honey Badger. J.T. Thomas, coach, is freshman, the 19th fastest 100 and 200 meter in the country right now.
This is who?
This is J.T. Thomas. He can fly. Just a freshman, and again, the fastest 100 and 200 meter in the country. I checked that, 19th fastest. All right, McLean Moody, who will be our starting quarterback this year. All kinds of talent with this young man. He's got, you talk about the looks test, he has got it all. Strong arm, he's 6'5", great speed. Now Cam Massey, who just won the state in the long jump, jumped 23.8. Scratched on his last jump. He already had it won, but scratched on his last jump, and just by about a 3/4 of an inch, and went 23.11. He'll have the meet of champs that he'll compete in Wednesday. It'll be in Russellville.
He's very talented.
Yes, he is. All right, this is Cooper Alexander. Plays for Southside, 6'6", 310 offensive lineman. A good-looking young man too, Coach.
Yeah, he's a big young man.
Yeah, I know you guys, coaches, just salivate over really good offensive linemen. That's where it all starts. Next to be Ethan Dunn. 5'10", 220-pound linebacker. John Parkinson up next, 6'3", 230. He's defensive end.
Ethan Dunn's a filled-out young man.
Yes, he is. And he's just a freshman.
When it's clear, get around and bring him on that side.
All right, we got Coach Curry coming over. See if we can get some times here. All right, did we get that, Coach?
Yeah, I heard Massey 4.31.
4.31.
McLean Moody was a 4.45. And I'm not sure what he said on Ezra. I think he said 4.5.
Cam Massey at 4.31. Ah, that is smoking. All right, Carter Zimmerman. Quarterback, can play some wide receiver. Good baseball player, too, for the Mavericks. All right, this will be Isaac Gregory. Isaac, 5'9", 170. Also a running back, can play some wide receiver.
Yeah, we watched him, very talented
Yeah.
young man.
So that's going to do it for Southside. Next up will be Alma. Head coach Rusty Bush. Rusty is here today, and I'm sure Coach Fleur, after the 40s, they're going to do some L drills, pro agility. And I know Mike will probably be right in the mix on a headset that allows him to go wireless, and he can talk to some of these coaches and potentially some of the players. Drake Stogsdill, 5'9", 170 wide receiver, will be up now for Alma.
I think that was Maury Tucker from Southside.
Yes, you are correct. We didn't have him on our list.
He's recovering, if you'll remember.
Yes, I do.
Right before the Northside-Southside game, catching punts, I believe.
That is.
Tore his ACL. What a unfortunate deal for him.
And I believe this is Stogsdill here. Next will be Demetrius Parrish. Israel Towns Robinson, who's 6'2", 210, running back, offensive or outside linebacker. Last up for Alma is going to be Jackson Daly. Guys, this is an impressive young man. He's 6'3", 215, in great shape, put himself on a diet and really trimmed up. He is going to do a great job for Rusty Bush this year. Can play tight end, but they'll probably start him at quarterback. I watched him throw last night, and he's got a great arm. So that'll do it for Alma for their first run on the 40. Now Van Buren will be up. That was Alex Welburn, 6'4", 300, O-line or D-line. Ethan Hurst will be next. Ethan 6'2", 270. Jacob Gavelis, 6', 225. Play some linebacker. Bryce Perkins, 6'1", 170 QB for Van Buren.
I know one thing, that's two big old boys offensive linemen they had.
They are big. Last up for Van Buren, Cameron Keller. He is 6', 172, junior running back. So that'll do it for Van Buren in their first run. Now they have Takavion King here. So Takavion will run. Now you remember him as a running back for the Grizzlies. Takavion came in second, the long jump. So that should wrap up all the 40s. Now they'll have one more attempt. Mari Smith, who you may get a glimpse of here, had pulled a hamstring in relays and the state meet. He would have been in the meet of champs, which will be Wednesday in Russellville. He won't be there for that, but he is here today kind of cheering on some of his teammates. So we'll start again here, and this will be Taylor Webster. Taylor, 6'2", 288, and can dunk a basketball. Pretty big. Hey, if he came in the lane, Coach, I'd let him have it.
He looks good.
Yeah, good-looking young man.
He looks really good.
Junior. Eddie Martinez, 6'1", 250. Another junior defensive lineman. Next up, Isaac Wright. Yeah, Cam was 4'3", Moody 4'4", Now you think about that, 4'4", and he's 6'5". Just going to be a junior.
That's moving it on out.
That is. Yeah, I want to get Isaac's time. We'll try to get all of them for you. Carter Techmeyer, 6'3", 190. Very important player coming up this season because they'll play him at wide receiver, but he will be the backup quarterback. All right, Ezra Phillips, 5'9", 175. Made some huge catches last year. Made a nice catch against Greenwood to get the scoring started in that game, and then had a lot of good games, made a lot of key first downs, made some catches that most players can't catch. He doesn't mind going over the middle, taking a lick. Coach, I saw him take some licks last year I didn't think he would get up from, and wouldn't blame him if he didn't, but he jumped up right back to the line of scrimmage. Just a very, very tough young man.
Tough-nosed youngin'. Good young man, too.
Yeah, he is a good young man. Malachi Warren, 5'10", 200 running back. They say this guy is really strong and has good hands.
And that's good for somebody his age to get to do this. I mean,
yeah. All right, Isaiah Ulmer. Ulmer did some DB, also returns punts. JT Thomas. It's going to be a fun young man to watch here. You got a lot of Grizzly future for him. Won't graduate until 2027. Again, he has got the 19th fastest time in the 100 and the 200 meter. That is the country. I watched him catching passes from Moody last night, running fly routes. And Coach Bracken said, McLean, I don't think you can overthrow him. Speaking of McLean, who ran a 4.45 in his first try, he's up next. Good start there for McLean. Boy, he's got such a long stride. You see him last year get to the edge and had a little bit of green to work with. You don't think he's going as fast as he is because he's so tall.
Very long stride.
Yeah. All right, Cam Massey, who had a 4.31. His dad, Chris, is here. Cam will jump in the meet at champs Wednesday in Russellville. All right, that wraps it up for Northside in the 40. Now we'll go to Southside and Cooper Anderson. Again, 6'6", 310. He's a senior offensive lineman. Ethan Dunn, who graduates in 2026. Up now. You watch Ethan come through, and you won't see better defined quadriceps or biceps probably anywhere in high school football.
Nobody in this room.
He is amazing. That is a specimen right there. John Parkinson now, 6'3", 230, graduates 24. He's a senior.
What position does the Dunn boy play?
He's a linebacker. But I think that they may play him at some running back too, Coach. Now Carter Zimmerman. Carter, multiple position player, quarterback, wide receiver. Watched him play some baseball this year. He's just a really good athlete.
I remember him when we used to have our little youth camp, him and his brother coming all the time.
He's grown up now.
Yep.
Isaac Gregory, 5'9", 170. Running back, wide receiver. This is the last attempt at the 40. So Tucker, who's not on our list, will be last for Southside. Like Coach Fleur said earlier, he got hurt before the season ever started in pregame last year here at Mayo Thompson. You can see he's running with a brace on his right leg. All right, well, Southside's 40 times are in the books. Drake Stogstill from Alma, senior, 5'9", 170. Next up, Demetrius Parrish. Next up, Israel Towns Robinson, running back, outside linebacker, 6'2", 210.
Good-looking young man.
Rusty's got some players on his team, doesn't he, Coach?
Yeah, he's a good-looking kid.
Jackson Daly is next. Daly comes from a football family. Dad Adam, grandfather Marvin, played for the Razorbacks. Jackson, 6'3", 215, and if you'll look at him, he is a specimen. 100% committed to getting better. Put himself on a diet. Talked to Coach Bush about it. Have his weight training program, nutritional program. That will wrap it up for Southside. I'll check that for Alma. Van Buren is next. Alex Welburn, offensive lineman, also can play defensive lineman, 6'4", 300. Ethan Hurst, 6'2", 270, junior offensive lineman. Next up, Jacob Gavelis. Bryce Perkins will be next for Van Buren, then Cameron Keller. Then Takavion King will run his last 40. Mike Fleur is getting set up with his wireless. So we'll have the pro agility and then the L drill. Mike will actually be on the field with them. All right, this is Cameron Keller. And Coach, while you're on the field, if you can get us some times, some of that second run through.
I'll do my best.
Takavion King, and he'll be the last one to run the 40. And this is, you watch this, and it looks like he is shot out of a shotgun. And he plays second in the long jump right behind his teammate Cam Massey. Also runs in the 4x100. Big time speed. Gonna miss him as a running back for the Grizzlies. Sure was fun watching his career. So that will do it for the 40. And like I said, we will get you some updated times. I'd love to see what Cam ran in his second. Got his dad standing right next to us. See if we can find out. Hey, Chris, what did he run the second one in? Don't know? You know he ran 4.3? The first one? 4.3. Huh?
Got the time over here from the Washita coach. The second one was 4.45. Now that's just one guy.
All right. All right, Coach, I'm going to run the pro agility. Can you give us a description, really, what to look for?
Yeah, well, you're going to start in the middle. And, you know, I don't know if they've given direction which way to go, but you're going to go to the right 5 yards, back to your left 10, and finish through the middle.
Okay.
A good time in this for skill guys in the low 4 seconds, and for a lineman in the high 4s.
Got you. This is Isaac Wright here. If you remember last year, there was a lot of slipping. Look like we might see a little bit of traction issues this year. Well, McLean did a good job there, just traction. All right, Cam Massey. Another good job by Cam.
It has a good change of direction.
Yeah, you know, last year they really fought the turf.
Buzz. Hey, Buzz.
Yes, sir.
I've got Coach Charles Beatty here with me, new offensive line coach for the Grizzlies. Looks
Yes, sir.
like he's got several guys going to do some drills. Coach, what do you got planned for him?
We're just going to do some pass setting. I just want these coaches, college coaches, let them still move around in there a little bit, move their feet, and we'll do some ladder drills as far as that goes. Some of them tested in the 40 and shut up.
Well, I see Jamani's out here. I'm glad to see. Hopefully he's lost some weight, too. Looks really good.
He came out and we worked last night on the different drills and stuff. It's kind of hard to do something not in pads as an offensive line.
Yeah, it's good to have you back, Coach Beatty. Uh-huh.
All right, as we are watching our Grizzlies and other players from Southside, Van Buren, and Alma run their 40s, do the pro agility, the L drill. I've got the fastest guy in Arkansas right here next to me with a headset on. This is Maury Smith. Maury, first of all, let me say congratulations to you on your win in the state. That was big. I was at the finish line watching.
Yes, sir.
And tough day, though, with the wind and the rain. How does that affect you mentally?
I mean, it didn't really affect me too mentally, but, like, it did rain all day.
Yeah.
During state. I mean, it was just kind of a delay, honestly.
How do you – I mean, you got to prepare a little bit different to kind of get loose because it was cold, the wind was blowing. Does anything nothing negative goes through your mind because, I mean, you're going out there the wind. You know everybody's got to deal with the same thing you do. But it was pretty impressive to watch you do what you do. And then I understand you pulled a hamstring in the relay.
I did pull it. I was ready to run 200 too. I was trying to win that one too.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Well, we are sure going to miss you. I'll say that.
Sir.
You're a senior, and now you're going to go to Tulsa to play football. I know you're excited about that.
Yes, sir.
So what do you think about this combine?
It's going good. Coach Curry putting all our kids out, trying to give them exposure. So
yeah,
it's pretty good.
So you got any little proteges in here? Cam Massey, you think that he's –
Yeah, Cam might be faster than me, but, hey, I'll still be him in 100. So
I hear you. What did he run in the 40? We got one time was 4.3.
Yeah, I got 4.3. One of them got 4.35, I'm pretty sure.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, they're timing it with a stopwatch. This is not a laser time.
Yes, sir.
But I'm sure it's pretty accurate because you got a lot of scouts over there that are, putting the watch on it. But I know that you're probably starting to get ready, getting mindset to go to Tulsa. What's on your agenda between now and football season?
Just get in the weight room, put on a little bit more weight before I get down there.
So, have you spent much time at the school?
Yeah, I visited about like 3 times, so like
is that
I'm
right?
kind of familiar with it now.
Who all did it come down to?
I just wanted to be close to home, so I just chose Tulsa.
Well, we're going to be able to spend some time seeing you play.
Yes, sir.
I know we're looking forward to seeing your career, and as young as you are, man, you're just going to keep getting faster and faster.
Yes, sir.
May see you on Sunday one day.
Yes, hopefully.
Well, Mari Smith is the fastest guy in Arkansas, and we are going to miss him because he graduated this year. So he played his senior year, and it's going to be hard to fill his shoes, but I know that if you get back maybe on a Friday night, maybe during one of your open dates, if you get back in town, come see us.
Yes, sir.
Visit us in the press box.
I'll come watch a game.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yes,
Mari
sir.
Smith, thank you so much. Yes, sir. All right, that was Mari Smith. To watch him run in the combine yet last year and won the state 100 meters this year. And, man, I was at the finish line watching it, and it was cold and rainy. And one thing you got to really be careful of is slipping on that track. And you see these guys come through the finish line at the speed that they produce. It's pretty impressive.
Hey, Buzz.
Yes, sir.
Caught up with Coach Tad Stewart over there at the Southside Mavericks. Seems to have a couple of guys here that look like the Twin Towers. Coach, tell me a little bit about them.
Well, they're both going to be seniors. One of them, Kobe Brandon and Cooper Anderson. They're both really strong kids. They're long kids, and I tell you what, they are really good kids. Good grades, good behavior, love the game. Just can't find better kids.
Now, one of them is more recruited than the other. Which one has got the offers from Arkansas?
Yeah, right now, Kobe, he's sitting, I think, 17 Division I offers, 17 or 15. And Coop, he's going to be a little late bloomer. He's received a bunch of D2 offers, and I think UCH's a little interesting. So he's got, I think, as the season progresses, I think he'll get more.
Okay. So what you're telling me is with those kind of road graders up there, and I've seen this done, young man, looks like a fullback to me. We're going to see a little more running on the south side of town, or are we still going to chunk that thing?
Well, a couple of years ago, we sold out to spreading the ball and becoming an air raid team, and we'll probably, stick to those principles. But if we need to throw a run in there every now and then, we'll try to get one in when we can.
Well, I don't know how without them big old boys. I'd have to line up and run at it. But I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Thank
All
you,
right.
Coach.
That's Coach Tad Stewart.
Tad Stewart. Yeah, Mavericks are lucky to have him. He's a good coach, just a good person. But you got a threesome there with Coach Solly and Coach Key and Coach Stewart. Coach Key, the quarterback coach, Southside. Ryan Solly, the defensive coordinator for Grizzlies. Well, Cam Massey is so impressive. Not just the top end speed, but the left to right speed. His agility is incredible.
Oh, he's just so smooth. I mean, he's just effortless. Got RJ here with me going to Oklahoma State. RJ, how are you doing?
Good.
Doesn't seem much long ago. You guys were out here doing this last year,
Yes,
getting
sir.
ready.
Yes, sir. This was really big for me, the combine. It really helped me get my name out there for sure.
I know it did. Kansas State was the first to offer, and you committed, but then ended up being a poke. Isn't that what they're called, pokes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When will you report?
June 5th.
All right, man. Well, we're going to be wishing you well and be watching you, okay?
RJ Lester. Well, he's another good athlete. I remember Coach, when he was a sophomore, you put him in against Little Rock Southwest here at home. He got 2 interceptions, and they weren't just run-of-the-mill interceptions, nothing routine about them. One of them was a one-handed catch, and just a sophomore. I said, golly, this kid's got a future, and now he's going to Oklahoma State. We definitely wish him the best.
Yeah, we do. He's very long. He's one of those corners that everybody's looking for now. You know, heck, he looks like to me he's even grown. He's 6'2" or 3.
Well, you got he and Maury Smith standing together right now, 2 great high school players with big-time college careers in front of them. Coach, you've done a great job over the years getting these kids to college. You know, we've had a number of them that have not just gone to college but gone on to the pros. And Trey Norwood's one. Con Thomas is another one.
Not much airflow either. Sounds like Kobe's had a fun few months.
Yeah, we've done a good job of that. Coach Curry and I came from Georgia, and that was something that was very important to us, to get as many kids to go to college and continue their education and playing football, you know, changing their life. So, you know, Felix does a fantastic job promoting these guys.
Yeah, this is the 2nd annual combine. Again, last year it was just the Northside athletes. This year, Southside, Van Buren, and Alma able to showcase their skills. And it looks like Coach is trying to get the defensive coordinator, Coach Solly. Let's go to Coach Solly.
Yeah, I got Coach Solly here. Just, Coach, tell us about the offseason. What you guys getting ready to start spring? What's your outlook? What are you thinking?
Well, I think we had a good offseason. We added Coach Beatty to the staff, and he brought some different ideas to the weight room. We're lifting 4 days a week with something different that we hadn't done in the past, and I see some results there. Defensively, got a bunch of new guys, and feel like we got a chance to be a lot better defensively, and just overall excited.
Yeah, if I remember right, you're going back to your 3-4, which we had done previously. How do you feel about that?
We're going back to our roots. You know, we're going to run a 3-4, do some things a little different out of 3-4, but the 3 high is good. It just doesn't fit us. We're just going to go back to what we know and what we feel we can coach and play well. So we're excited.
That's good. Tell me, I'm getting bad with names. Tell me the big defensive lineman that was running earlier. Give me a little bit. He looks really impressive.
Yeah, that's Taylor Webster. Great kid. Works his butt off. We're expecting big things from him. He can be a special one for sure. 6'2", 285, and strong. He looks the part. So.
Yeah, he does. I'd probably be trying to steal him as offensive lineman.
Well, you could do that. You're the head coach.
That's Coach Solly. I know we're going to be a lot improved because of going back to what we do and what they know to do, and kids will have confidence in it. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, Coach, we're in the L drill now. What? Give us a description.
Well, the L drills really have changed the direction. Just what it says. You're going to start. You're going to make that L, run it back, do it twice, and come out. Just really shows the guy, shows coaches how well your feet are and how well you can change. Keep your feet underneath it without losing your balance.
All right, I got McLean Moody sitting next to me now, starting quarterback for the Grizzlies. Also a pitcher with a 94, 95 mile an hour fastball. He's got a gun for an arm. Coach, I'll tell you what, this guy right here has a lot of decisions to make in his future. So how's it going so far in this combine today, McLean?
Oh, it's going great. I mean, I'm just out here trying to do what I know I can do.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm just staying loose, staying ready. Whenever I got to do what I got to do, I'm getting up there.
What's it like being a guy that's 6'5", runs in 4.4 or less, and has the arm strength that you have? I mean, you feel like you're cheating anybody, or you think you ought to spread that talent around, or are you all good with it?
Hey, I'm all good with it. I'm no different from anybody else. I do what I can do, and I just try to perform to the best I can every time.
You know, we look forward to this year and you leading these Grizzlies. And I know you're just a junior, got another year after that, so stay healthy. And you got the broad jump coming up.
Yes, sir.
So good luck in that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's McLean Moody. Thanks, McLean.
Right here. Hey, Buzz.
Looks like you got rusty.
Just stowed Coach Bush away for a minute. I'm just sitting here watching. Coach brought some pretty impressive-looking young men. Why don't you tell us about them?
So we brought 4 guys, 3 of them seniors to be, so 24 guys. Jackson Daly, who will be our quarterback this year. Jackson's played tight end for us the last couple of years, been a really good football player. Demetrius Parrish, who's a tall, long, triple jump, 44 feet over track season. So leaper, about a 40-inch vertical guy, so he'll be a guy that we can throw the football to. He's a senior. And then Drake Stogsdale, also an inside slot guy, runs pretty well, is our leading receiver coming back from last year's team. And then one underclassman, Israel Towns Robinson, who's a running back, defensive end. Kind of special, you know, he's about 6'2", 218 pounds, runs pretty good, and still pretty young, got a lot of football under his belt to go.
I would say looks real good. You know, we've watched him all the way through junior high and stuff. He's really put on some weight and thickened up and really looks special. What grade is he in?
He's going into the 11th, so he's still a current 10th grader. He just turned 16 not too long ago. Plays basketball, so he's a dual sport guy. But, you know, the thing that sets him over the top right now is he's a weight room guy. I know you appreciate that. And he eats, sleeps, breathes it. He's put on a lot of weight. He asked me today coming over here if he should have ate a little more, and I said, well, what do you weigh right now? He said, well, 219. So I think you're fine then. So he's right, just under 6'3", 220 pounds, running back, D lineman. I think he's going to be a good one.
Well, he looks good.
Hey,
You better
Coach.
be careful. There may be some people around there trying to steal
Hey,
him.
Coach, tell Coach Bush I weigh 219. Am I all right?
Buzz says he weighs 219. Is he all right?
Not the same kind of 219.
It's kind of good. Thank you for your time, Coach.
Coach Bush, who was an assistant for you, Mike. I know you hated to lose him to Alma, but he's done a good job there.
Yeah, he was. Coach Bush has been here forever. Was here before I got here and stayed, I think, 6 or 7 years, and then was able to get the head job at Alma and deserved it. Has done a great job and is a really good football coach and a really good person.
Yeah, I agree. disagree about the 219 though. We're in the broad jump now. It was Eddie Martinez.
It's just a measure of explosion right here. All these drills really come down to how explosive you are. And the standing broad jump is definitely the measurement of all that, along with you always hear about the vertical.
And so Rusty mentioned a 40-inch vertical. That's not really normal. You know, once you get over 36, you're pretty special.
No, you get in the 30s, you're doing a heck of a job.
Coach, were you able to get any more times?
No, they're all different. I mean, every coach,
because they each have a stopwatch.
They've all got their own stopwatch, so they're all, Cam Matthews was a little bit different with a Washita coach than it was with the Arkansas Tech coach. So, I mean, in his case, he was in the 4.3s, low 4.4s, which is unbelievable.
Yeah. And when you talk about the coaches, we're really fortunate to have some nice schools here today. You got Arkansas State, Washita Baptist, Arkansas Tech, Tennessee State, Oklahoma State, Tulsa. This is Ezra Phillips.
I'm going to try to get Coach Frazier and let him talk about McLean for a second.
All right.
I was able to grab Coach Frazier. Coach, I'm just sitting here looking at your quarterback, and he truly is 6'5" now. He's grown, and watched him play baseball, and just talk a little bit about his progress this winter.
Well, he's really done well. It's been real limited on when we could get him because of baseball, so we've been real diligent about how we throw him and things like that, just getting him a couple days a week because he has to recover from pitching and all that. But, I mean, as far as his progression from the fall till now, I mean, I think he's grown an inch or so, like you said. He's stretched out a little bit. He's gotten stronger, and, I mean, his skill set is off the charts. Arm strength, speed. I think he ran a 4.45 out here today. Multiple watches got him below a 4.5. So, he's a special kid, and we're expecting him to do special things and be a good player for us, and I'm glad we got him for 2 years.
Yeah, he, before we'd always say he was 6'5", but I don't believe he was, but he's every bit of that now.
Every bit of it, yeah, I agree. I think he's closer to 6'6" probably, but he just keeps stretching out, and he's really done a good job this winter with our throwing sessions and, commanding, the route running and throwing the ball and trying to be accurate and footwork and all the things that we try to work on and within the system that ties into what we're doing, and he's really done a good job. I'm proud of him, and I think he's got a long way to go, but he's certainly, for where he's at, being a sophomore going into his junior year, you can't ask for much more than what he's done. So
that's good to hear. Guys like him, you always get a little nervous because he is a heck of a baseball player. We know that, but he's every bit as good as a football player. What do you do to try to keep him balanced in that?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you're challenging him all the time. Try to keep him hungry, right? He's a competitor. You know that from being around him, and we watch a lot of film and on this past year and some things that we're going to be implementing this year too, and just try to keep him hungry and keep him, hey, look, this you're still at the baseline right now. We haven't reached the ceiling yet, and communicating with him on what's expected, what he could really be when he steps out and kind of becomes his own man a little bit. And so we're always pushing for that, and I think he's headed in the right direction. So yeah, he's a good kid, and the sky's the limit for him.
Well, we look forward to watching him, football and baseball.
We do too.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, Coach, you have a quarterback like that can throw it like he does, and I know you like that running game and able to control the line of scrimmage. And when you had Ty Massey and Sunquist Church, you were able to do that with a great offensive line. Now that you got a guy that throws like he does, how do you change up what your offense is going to be?
Well, you want to play to what your strengths are. I mean, and I go back to my 9 years. Our best throwing quarterback was Grant Hood back in my first 2 years, and from that point forward, most of the guys that came through, their strength was running. Trey Norwood, he could throw the ball. He not saying he couldn't, but he had great ability to run. So you just change up what you're doing. You put your offense to what mates what they have, which right now it looks like it's got a heck of a quarterback. I don't know as much about their running backs, but I'm sure they'll have a good balance and try to mix it up to where you're not sure what they're going to do.
Well, it definitely gives you some options. And you talk about runners. You go back to Trey Norwood, and that's, top of the mountain there. But McLean's a pretty good runner, too. Last year you saw him a couple times get to the edge, and he can stretch it out pretty good before you know that he's gone. He's real deceiving in his speed.
Yeah, you probably, I don't know their situation. Probably got to be a little careful of what you do with him as far as running.
Yeah.
If they have a guy they feel confident is a backup that can come in the game and win against Conway and those people. If they don't, then you want to limit the hits that he's going to take because you're going to need him on the field.
I'm sure Mom feels the same way as you do about that.
Yeah. But he, just standing down here with him, it's the first time I've been around him in a while, and I can't get over how much he's grown since this time a year ago.
And when you think about it, he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, he's young.
Still growing.
So,
that was Isaac Gregory. Stretched it out there pretty good. What I can hear, most of them are around 8.5 to 8.8. This is Demetrius Parrish from Alma. Couldn't hear the distance on that, but that looked to be pretty close to 9. So, Coach, if they don't stick the landing, then they make them do it again?
Yeah, you have to stick the landing. You can't, anything that goes backwards, that's where they mark it. But you can't go forward. Again, it comes back to explosive imbalance.
Now this is Van Buren and Alex Welburn. We'd like to thank all of our viewers tuning into the Grizzly Sports Network for the second annual Northside Grizzly Combine. Sure, we have a few more schools involved than just Northside. Weather this year's a little bit better, and we're going to go outside. Dylan has got a camera set up outside where we're going to go out and do let our quarterbacks air it out a little bit. If the weather had been bad, we would do it in here, but I can tell you, guys with an arm like McLean Moody really have to tone it down a little bit in the indoor facility due to the rafters. But when he gets outdoors, he can let it go.
Yeah, it's not a good place to throw the ball. I mean, it's not natural. Again, you're worried about hitting it up top. You can't let it go, like I said, so it'll really be good that they can go outdoors.
Yeah, we'll do some DB drills, defensive line drills, linebacker and offensive line, running back, wide receiver, and quarterback drills, and that will be indoors. But the routes on air, quarterback, wide receivers, and running backs, that will be outdoors. That won't be until 5:50. So we'll go to the DB drills now. As we have completed the 40-yard dash, the pro agility, the L drill, and the broad jump. And Andy Qualls on one camera, Hannah Abbott on the other. And Brandon Luckenball is on the field with his wireless. So we're going to have to figure out where to place a camera here. All right, right now we're going to have the defensive back drills, and we'll try to get a good camera angle here as we figure out where they're going to set up. But while they're doing that, I have Hannah Massey sitting next to me, the mother of Cam and Ty Massey. And you remember Ty, the 1,200-yard rusher we had a few years ago. Golly, we miss him, but his little brother's doing pretty good. Mom, I know you're proud of him. He just won the state in the long jump. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How much fun was that?
Super fun. Cameron really enjoys long jumping, and he works really hard. It doesn't hurt that he's naturally a jumper.
Yeah.
So he does, really well with jump. Always has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he loves it.
He
loves doing
absolutely
it.
loves jumping. That's his passion. And he's been out there at the track with me and Ty doing it. Ty did it too.
Right.
He was a long jumper. So when Cameron was young age, in 3rd, 4th grade, he's already tried to jump.
Right.
Further than,
Well, I don't, if you remember or not, but back, it's been quite a few years ago at the health club when you'd have Ty and Cam in there, and I would talk to you about where they're going to go to school. And those are little bitty kids,
I remember that,
And you were working them on different drills and stuff, and so they started at a young age.
They did. I just have always been a gym goer, and like you as well, and so they even at a young age, was always at the track or whatever with
Right.
their dad or I. So yeah, they've always been active. Been really blessed.
Well, I'm so glad that you're here. We love the parents, coming to support the kids. What do you think about this, being a combine, the second annual? It's pretty cool to be able to showcase their skills with these coaches that are here now.
I think it takes a lot to put this on, and I'm really appreciative as a parent to be able to come and see my child compete and do the drills, because all the other times they're either traveling out of state or something
Right.
like that. So for Northside to host this, I am so super excited. And for my son, I mean, that's all he can talk about when he's at home and prepare,
Right.
And so I don't know if you've noticed today, he seems really highly motivated. There's a couple of schools here he's interested in. So.
Well, you know what his time was in the first 40?
Well, as I was walking in, someone told me, and my jaw dropped. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
But he's in shape because of track.
Yeah, that's
so
exactly
that
right.
helps.
And speaking of track, now he's going to jump in the Meet of Champs, and that's going to be Wednesday in Russellville.
Correct.
So I think we're going just to air that for that one event.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Does he know that yet?
He does. I talked to him last night, and I said, we're going to probably go just for that one event. And I know Mari pulled a hamstring, so Cam will be it for us.
The only one to represent. That's too bad for Mari. I know that there's a lot running on this meet coming up. His dad's someone's given him incentive if he wins or jumps so far he wins money. So there's a lot riding on
There's
this
a lot
meet
riding on it. And there's a little more to that story. I'll let you know when we get off the air. But we're looking forward to that. And also, one of the best things about being Cam Massey right now is, he's just going to be a junior.
I know.
That
timing.
is, and he's got, I told him by the time he's a senior, you're going to be jumping 25.
That's what we look forward to. It was kind of a slow start, and the weather has a lot to do with that.
Yeah.
I don't know if people know that when you're a jumper, the weather has a very important part of it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But I think he's going to keep going.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Well, the weather when he jumped in the state meet was very bad. It was cold. It was rainy.
It actually was raining when they jumped.
Yeah, that was the conditions were so tough. And I think that we may get some rain. We'll keep our fingers crossed that we don't Wednesday.
Yeah.
But looking forward to seeing him do a great job. Are you going to be there, or were you going to be able to?
I definitely will be there.
Awesome. Okay. Well, we'll get you on camera there, too.
Okay.
All right. Hannah Massey,
right,
Cam's mom, also Ty Massey's mom. And how's Ty doing before we go?
Ty's good. He's working. He's still young and trying to figure out life. So.
Yeah. He's got plenty of time.
I'm being patient.
Plenty of time. Tell him to come see us.
I will.
All right. Thanks, Hannah. All right. That was Hannah Massey, Cam's mother. She's very proud of what he's done in his young career. He's just going to be a junior. So, Coach, we're in the DB drills now. Are you going to put a headset on, or are you still going to stay wireless?
I'll stay wireless. I'll
right.
move around here a little bit.
All right, so what are we looking at here, these DB drills?
They're just doing different drills to show the coaches how they move and how they can, break on the ball. This simple drill that every defensive back coach in America does. So they just, let them see again how they move.
Yeah. I was talking to Cam's mom, Hannah, and she was saying that, he was really motivated about being here today because there are some schools here that he's very interested in.
I would believe, I don't know, I haven't talked to him, but I would say Oklahoma State's one of them.
Yeah. Well, his dad went to Oklahoma State and went on and played for the New England Patriots. I think he was a punt returner and a DB, and it seemed like it was either Texas or Texas A&M that he returned a punt for a touchdown. So you can do that. That's pretty big when you're in that caliber of conference.
Oh, yeah.
That'll wrap up the DB drills. I think with the defensive line drills now. And they'll go in the same order. That's Taylor Webster. I checked that. They will not go in the same order. Actually go to Southside then. Yeah, we don't have a lineup for the DB drills or the defensive line drills.
You've had enough of this.
So, Coach, how often do you, as you watch the drill that's going on now, how often do you do that? Is it part of your practice, day-to-day practice, or is it just off-season drills?
Well, I would think that you want to prepare to do these things, so you're going to practice them. The more you do it, the better off you are doing it. So I'm sure they have spent time getting ready for this combine, especially the Northside kids, doing these drills. And some of them, like the thing you saw a minute ago with the running through the dummies, shedding the defensive lineman, that's something they do every day in practice.
Right.
This drill's showing you what kind of lateral movement they have, good feet. Can they see without looking down what's going on? That was Perry. He moves really, really well. And looks like he's lost some weight.
Speaking of weight, I just want to say thank you to Shelley Blaylock and Rachel Fields for providing the lunch that we had today, Coach. You definitely put on some weight with what they provided.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was good.
Looks like the defensive linemen are done moving the linebackers.
So they'll spend 10 minutes at each drill here. After the linebackers will be the O-line, then the running backs, then the wide receivers, then the QBs. Then we'll go outside after that. Hopefully it's a little cooler outside than it is in here. Maybe the air's moving a little bit more anyway. I can't see from here, Coach. Is that Coach Hansen running the drill?
Yes, it is Coach Hansen. Simple little change of direction, get your pass drop, then break on the ball. So today is May the 8th, and you
blink, and it will be the end of August. And it will be the Battle of Rogers Avenue. It's a game that used to be played at the last game of the season, now the first game of the season.
Definitely made that a whole lot different.
Yes, it did.
With the door open. I ain't gonna hit his truck. All right. Trust me. Your mom's sitting over there.
Well, Coach, have you seen anything from a coach's standpoint now that has really stood out for you?
No, I mean, you know, it's stuff that you're used to seeing. I mean, you go back to the 40s, some of the times were really, you know, you look talking 4.3s and 4.4s, that's exceptional.
Yeah. What about your offensive lineman?
Well, that's what I'm walking down here to look at. You know, I see Jamani Benton's out here. He's lost a lot of weight. Really would like to see him get an opportunity to go somewhere and play. He is really talented. And you got Bid Meglock, who'll be a 3-year starter.
When you think back to Ty Massey and Sunquist Church and their success as running backs, and you really have to give a lot of that credit to Jamani Benton.
Oh, that whole group. Yeah. I mean, Jamani, I mean, Bailey. I'm going to forget somebody's names, but that whole group is really special.
2 1,200-yard rushers in the same season. I don't know that that's ever been done in Arkansas high school football. You know, it's one thing to have a standout running back But to have two like you did and share the time the way they did was pretty amazing.
Oh, and to be such unselfish guys. I mean, they didn't, if they cared, they never showed it. I mean, they just wanted what was best for the team and each other.
Talk about Coach Beatty a little bit.
Yeah, Coach Beatty, what a great hire for Coach Curry. Coach Beatty was here when I got here and had been here for like Coach Bush for several years, and he got the opportunity to be a head coach at Pocahontas and took it and did an outstanding job there, and just told me the other day, you know, he was tired of being a head coach and loves Northside and wanted to come back here, and this is a great fit. He knows everybody. He knows the kind of kids we've got. He'll do a great job.
I got Brandon Kroom here now, Ezra's dad, and we talk a lot, you know, not just football. We talk a lot of stuff, but right now football is the focal point here, and Ezra is going to be a big part of Northside's offense. Was last year, going to be again this year. Had a finger injury. Scared everybody a little bit. How's he doing?
He appears to be doing fine. Everybody says that it's healing real well.
Yeah.
Sabrina, the doctor that she works for, he's got a friend that I think he went to med school with that is a hand specialist, and he's looked at the pictures.
Right.
He's say it looks really good.
Good. So. Good. Everybody just had to kind of hold their breath a little bit.
It was scary, and when that kid's in pain, you know that
it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, and he's going to be a senior this year, and you always want to be at your peak performance when you're a senior. And he's worked hard for a lot of years, and Coach Fuller and I talk about a lot about how tough he is and what a good young man he is on and off the field. Nobody knows that better than you.
Well, he's a pretty good kid. I mean, you know, just other than just your typical teenager attitude.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, yeah, he's a really good kid. And he does work hard, and one thing about him is he's always been really coachable.
Right.
He's a pretty good kid all the way around.
That's something that really means a lot, and I've seen kids that go to school on scholarships that were coachable that may have not. I mean, you got a kid that is ultra talented, it's not coachable, they'll go get that coachable kid. Mm-hmm. You know, they can do a lot more with him, but for him to have the talent that he has on top of being coachable, it's a great combination.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I know it's killing him right now because I know he's wanting to catch balls and stuff, but trying to let that bone heal.
Right.
Everything else is healing real good, but the bone just isn't quite healed yet. So we just want that to go ahead and get healed before he starts catching footballs.
Yeah, we're going to try to get a good camera angle here. So you got the wide receivers and the quarterbacks coming up. Right now, we're going to have some running back drills.
Definitely some speed here today.
Oh, man. Did you hear some of the times?
I heard some of them.
I think Cam had somewhere in the 4.3s.
I heard 4.31 on the first one. I never got a time on the second one. It looked like his second one looked better than the first one. So
yeah, he had both really good starts, and that's the key. These guys get a good start, they know how to finish. That 40 goes quick.
Yeah,
unless you're me. It takes a lot.
Yeah, if they can get out of the hole quick.
Yeah,
that's a big key to it right there. Yeah, one thing watching Cam run, it don't even look like he's really putting any effort to it.
No, he's
he just runs so smooth.
Yeah, that's when you know you got a kid that's fast. Their head doesn't move.
Yeah.
Got a chance to talk to Maury Smith and congratulate him on his state state championship. Got first in the state last week in the 100 meters. Ran a 10.64, I believe is what it was.
Really?
And that was in some really bad conditions. It was cold, it was raining.
Well, he is definitely fast.
Going to Tulsa on a football scholarship. Said he wanted to be, kind of close to home. Tulsa's a great school, and we definitely wish him the best, and hopefully we'll get to see him play some this year.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Cam got the state championship in the long jump too.
Yeah, and he's going to be jumping in the Meet of Champs Wednesday in Russellville, and I think the Grizzly Sports Network, weather permitting, will be there just for that one event and a Whataburger. Yeah.
That's a must stop in Russellville.
It is. I learned my lesson like in the first week. Don't stand in line. I got their phone number. It's 968-1410. You call them and they have it ready for you when you get there. I never stood in line again.
And you still remember the phone number?
Oh, I do. I sure do. And when I pass through there, if I'm going to stop, I'll call them. About the time I get to Clarksville, I'll call them and say I'll be there in about 15 minutes. But we'll probably stop there Wednesday. I know Dylan and I try to go some different places. We cover a lot of games and a lot of ground. By the time we get through broadcasting and taking everything down, we have a pretty good appetite. Look for something different.
Is baseball season over?
It is.
It is.
Yeah, the Grizzlies did not get in the playoffs this year.
That's unfortunate.
It is, and we got to broadcast quite a few of their games. Got a lot of good players. They just had some bad breaks at some, real crucial times.
That's one thing about baseball. Any team can beat any given team anytime.
Well, we swept har-ber, at the first of the season, and you had a great duel between har-ber's pitcher and McLean Moody. Both of them have been offered by Arkansas, and McLean just shut him down. Had a great day. And then we had to go play him the next day there, and we beat him again. And I was thinking then, I said, man, we're going to be solid this year, but just had some bad breaks. Some crucial times that hurt us. We should have some wide receiver drills now. It's Isaac Wright. Clayton Moody was the QB.
What grade is Isaac Wright?
Isaac's going to be a junior.
Going to be a junior.
Yeah. Isaac's a young man that he can be a running back, he can be a receiver. That was Isaac Gregory there for Southside. Got Max Frazier running this drill. Max was a quarterback for the Grizzlies back when Norwood played, and started that string against Southside. It had been 11 games since Northside had beat Southside, and that year, it was 2015, Northside beat them 52-13 and never looked back.
Yeah, that's a big game to these kids.
Oh, it's huge. You know, I played in that game quite a few years ago, and it's something that you never forget. But you see those guys the rest of your life.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're friends with them before you played. You're not friends while you played, and they're friends again.
Yep.
And it continues on. I've got great friends that played football at Southside that, you know, I see quite a bit on a weekly basis. And if that ever comes up, I'm always on the good end of the conversation.
Yeah, it's, you know, Ezra, he played at Chaffin.
Yeah.
And so he played with a lot of kids that went to Southside.
Yeah.
And some of those he had played with before Chaffin.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, he knows them,
together.
knows them well.
Yes.
I was kind of in the same boat. I went to Bonneville grade school, and I was one of 6 kids that went to Darby. And so I knew all the guys from Southside. I remember Buster Bird and Darrell Henry hit me. It was late in the 4th quarter, and we had already had them beat. It was over, and it was late in the 4th quarter, and I was going to pass the ball, and I decided, no, I'm just going to run it. Selfish, bad decision. Had a guy open in the end zone, but I tucked it and ran, and they hammered me. And when I was laying there looking up, Buster Bird said, "You should have gone to Southside." Or he said, "No, that's what you get for going to Northside." That's what it was. That's what you get for going to Northside. And it was all I could do is get out. Well, look at the scoreboard. Look at the scoreboard. But, yeah, it does. It means a lot to these kids. It was Jackson Daly that's there from Alba that just threw that pass. It's McLean Moody. 2 good arms there. After this is over, we're going to go outside. Before I do, I want to try to get a quick word. McLean's mom, I don't know that I'll have time. I think we'll do. All right, now Melissa Douglas has a headset on. This is McLean's mom. Got to interview her during baseball season. Here we are at a combine for football. First thing I want to ask you is, do you ever get any rest?
Occasionally.
How?
I said I tell my husband my free time's between 2 and 4 a.m.
Well, if you got to have some free time, then I guess, you know, it's as good a time as any.
Well,
between 2 and 4.
You know, there'll be a time when I'll have plenty of time for rest.
Yeah, we'll enjoy it now.
That's right, soaking it up.
Well, you know, we talk about McLean all the time, but you got other kids.
I do.
That have done really, really well.
Yes, they have.
And it just happens to be the McLeans here now, and he's who we're talking about. But you have been so blessed with so many good athletes that you have, and we love all of them, and we enjoyed watching them play. And I'm looking forward to this year of football with McLean and his natural gifts that he has. And we talk about his height, his arm strength, his speed is amazing.
That surprised me.
Yeah, I mean, and I noticed, you know, last year during football, there's times that he would get around the edge and then he would just start separating. And it didn't look like he was going that fast. It reminded me of Matt Jones and the way he ran because their strides are so long.
1 to R3.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
I used to say 2, but I think it's 1 to R3
1 to R3. I was talking to Mike Fleur earlier. You know, he was the head coach a couple years ago, retired now. And I said, you like a game control. You want to control the line of scrimmage. You like to run the football. And Mike was so good at using what he had to win football games. So and I asked him, I said, you got a guy like McLean Moody. I mean, obviously, are we going to pass because he's got such a strong arm? And you got these guys like Ezra Phillips and Cam Massey and Isaac Wright. He's got an arsenal of receivers that he can go to. But he's so fast. You know, you got to use him at some point doing that too. And was that Ezra Phillips that just made a one-handed catch? And I think it was Ezra, who has a finger injury right now, severe finger injury, just made a tremendous one-handed catch. But back to McLean and him running, and I asked Coach Fleur, do you get him in the running game? And he said, you got to be careful. You got to be careful because, you know, I don't know what our backup is, and you got to keep him safe. And I said, well, I know that you like that, but I think Mom likes that too. So
yeah, it's always kind of nerve-wracking as a parent when you're in the bleachers and you know they don't get up as quick as they did the time before.
He did take a couple of big licks last year, and you know we all held our breath each time that happened. But he's so tough and so naturally gifted. And he's got a lot of decisions to make, you know, in his lifetime. And I asked him, you know, last night, and he said, I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I got leaving everything open and just kind of see which way it goes.
That's what I told him, you know. I said, you only get to go to high school one time.
Yeah.
I said, don't get distracted by noise.
Right.
And enjoy high school. Be a kid. I like it when he we went to a little birthday party last night and he got to just hang out with friends.
Right.
And, you know, wasn't practice because we do plenty of that.
Sure.
But he's still a 16-year-old kid.
You forget that.
Right. And I want him to not put pressure on himself and, you know, just enjoy high school.
Yeah.
Enjoy being 16, 17,
Great
18.
advice.
Yeah.
Great advice.
Yeah.
And you don't want them to put too much pressure on themselves because they've got so much life in front of them, and you can put so much emphasis on what we're doing right now, and that makes it tough on a 16-year-old kid. So that's great advice, and I hope a lot of parents are listening right now that will take that advice and just let those kids be kids.
Yep. Be plenty of time for college and adulting.
Yeah. I was talking to Brandon Kroon about, you know, playing against Southside, what it means to these kids for a lifetime, and I'm like, yeah, it's like I just played that game yesterday.
Right.
And it was, I'm not even going to say how many years ago it was when I played. It just seems like yesterday.
The older you get, the faster it goes.
It goes pretty fast. That is for sure. Well, after we finish this drill, then we're going to go outside and let them air it out a little bit. And the reason we are is because McLean is restricted by the rafters in here.
Yes.
So Dylan has figured out a way to get, there you go, he just hit it.
Yep, there we go.
There it is right there.
Yep.
All right, so that's the reason that we're going to go outside. But anyway, Dylan has figured out a way to get us a camera out there.
Oh, okay.
So we're not going to lose any coverage.
Good.
So we'll have to get prepared for that. I think Zimmerman just hit the
it'll be fun to
too.
see how far they can throw it. I know in baseball season he was throwing it goalpost to goalpost with the baseball.
Wow.
That was his warm-up. You know, he likes to play long toss, and it helps him in football too.
I would be in physical therapy if I tried to throw something like that.
Way.
That'd be crazy. Melissa, thank you.
Oh,
I appreciate
Thanks
you
for
spending
having.
time with us and kind of giving us the inside to McLean. You know, a lot of our listeners, they love hearing about, you know, the athlete side of them, and also they see that, you know, but to hear about the personal side, that's pretty important.
Yeah,
so
sure is.
keep up the good work.
All right,
Thank you. That's Melissa Douglas, McLean's mom. We're going to stay with it for a few more minutes, then we'll go outside and let McLean air it out. Well, while I was talking to Melissa, Ezra Phillips made a one-handed catch that was amazing. And he's doing that because he's got, like I said, a finger injury. Coach, did you see it? I don't know if Coach Fleur is still in the house or not. He may be back at the buffet table. There was another nice catch. Jackson Daly. Coach, I'm definitely impressed with Jackson Daly. This guy, they say he can play tight end or he can play quarterback. I don't know that I wouldn't. I don't know. I think quarterback's definitely the position for him.
Well, in high school?
Yeah.
If he was at Northside, he wouldn't be a quarterback.
Be a tight end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think in college.
Is that what Rusty's?
I think in college he'll be recruited as a tight end, H-back.
Yeah. You talking about because of his size?
Yeah.
Now you watch him; he's going to throw right here.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, he's got a strong arm, accurate arm. But you got to really respect a young man that on his own will change his diet and his workout habits. You just want it. You know, you want it. You want to get to the next level.
Yeah, that says a lot about him. Rusty's got 2 or 3 really good-looking kids here.
Yeah. So we got McLean Moody, quarterback from Northside, Carter Zimmerman, QB from Southside, Bryce Perkins from Van Buren, Jackson Daly. Did you happen to see Ezra's one-handed catch?
I did.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I didn't even think he was going to try to catch a ball, but that's the way you handle it. Catch it with one hand.
You don't have to worry about your bad finger.
talking to the Ouachita Baptist coach, they were really impressed with McLean. Didn't know that he was committed to Arkansas
baseball.
I said, he's pretty good.
And I really enjoy doing these combines. And I wish that we had a way of getting the time that, when they came across the finish, that we had the time and it could be posted on the screen. Maybe next year we'll have a way to figure that out. I know that our viewers, that is important to know, and us too, what that time was as they came across. But you have so many coaches that are timing it. Maybe if it was laser timed, that would be a way of us being able to get it on the screen. We'll figure that out next year.
There's no doubt you will.
We will.
You and Dylan, you'll have it worked out and taken to the next level.
We'll definitely make our best effort. We're looking forward, really excited for football this year and some of the things that we're going to be able to do broadcast-wise. So we got a few more minutes of quarterback drills before we are scheduled to go outside. Actually, we're scheduled to go out at 5:50. You're watching Justin Key, the quarterback coach for Southside Mavericks, along with Max Frazier helping to run this drill. Thank you. Thanks. If you want to take a picture of it or something. I was talking earlier about the buffet table that was provided by Shelley Blaylock and Rachel Fields, the Northside Booster Club. How thankful we are for that. And I asked her just a few minutes ago who all was involved. I mean, there was a lot of good food there, and she said, well, let me bring you a list. And I said we'd be happy to mention it. And that would be the Texas Roadhouse, Subway, Cane's, Hardee's, Golden Corral, Coca-Cola, Sweet Bay, Harps, and Walmart. Again, we are thankful to them for the food that they provided. Sure was good, and I think there's going to be a little bit left, Dylan. So we may have to go back. We are getting closer to the end of the quarterback drills. And at 5:50, another 10 minutes, and then we'll take about a 10-minute break. Before we get to that point, I have Sabrina Kroom. It is Ezra's mom who has put a headset on, and we've been talking about Ezra all day long. And have you been listening to any of it?
Unfortunately not.
Been
I've
working?
been at work, yes.
But you're here now.
I'm here now.
And we were just, I think the big topic is that he had a finger injury that scared us all to death. And I talked to him last night, and he showed it to me, and I said, man, that is, that's pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. It was. As some people saw the picture, it looked like it was about to come off.
Yeah, that's scary.
Amputated. But thank goodness, he's young. It should heal. We don't know about the nerve, like if he's going to have a lot of feeling, but, hey, as long as he catch a football, we're good.
We're all good. Well, I tell you what, you missed one heck of a one-handed catch.
I heard.
Did you hear about it?
Coach Justin told me that he caught two really good
Yeah, it was
footballs.
amazing. Yeah. And I was really surprised that he was actually in the routes, and not push it right now. But the balls that were thrown to him, he was going to catch them with one hand, and he did a good job. He's just so competitive. He wants to be out here. And
well, his doctor said he can be out here and run. And he really didn't technically say he couldn't catch a football.
Right.
But we just wanted it to make sure it was healed.
So, we talk about Ezra's toughness. And as I talk to moms and dads of players and what kind of goes through your mind when the kids are playing, and I know you always worry about him. This is a tough sport. But Ezra, he does not mind going over the middle, putting himself in harm's way to catch a ball. Took a lot of big licks last year, jumped up, went right back to the line of scrimmage. And did he inherit that from mom? Did she get your toughness?
Well, I'm pretty tough. It was funny because, at Chaffin, I think one year, a kid hurt himself. And he said, I would always make him just push him, And he said, my mom would never take me to the doctor unless my leg, you know. And I go back to that because I'm thinking, he almost lost a finger.
Right.
And I finally took him to the emergency room.
Right.
But no, yeah, he just pushes himself. He has very good, oh my goodness, his work ethic is amazing. Not, you know, on this, he wants to work out. He works out, 5 days a week at Northside, and he goes to U-Train, so.
And that's awesome. And, you know, we talk about the kids that want to take it upon themselves to do the right things nutritionally, do the right things physically, to try to get to the next level. And, you know, you can have a lot of talent, a lot of natural talent, but if you don't work at it, then it just doesn't pay off.
Yes, yes. And he does. He is naturally talented, but he knows he has to work at it. And that's what he wants to do. He wants to go to the next level. So we are hoping that he gets to do that for himself.
Yeah, and I was talking to McLean's mom about, you know, the fact that these kids we look at them as athletes, and that's what we think about. We watch them on Friday nights, and then we forget they're high school kids. You know, they have lives too. They don't.
Do.
It's not just athletics.
Yes.
So Ezra, I mean, I know he takes time off and does things that are fun as a high school kid.
He does.
That's important.
He loves to go to the lake with us. We go to the lake, you know, as much as we can during the summer. So he loves to get on and surf and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
And he's just like natural at all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, you know, it's just about lake time.
Yes, it is. We're ready for it.
After today, golly, I've been sitting in here for about 3 hours and it's burning up.
We need a fan, don't we?
We sure do. But I think we're going to go outside so the quarterbacks can throw some deep routes.
Oh, are we? Okay.
I think so. And we've got a camera set up out there, so I think we can pull it off. But in here, the rafters are so low that McLean has a tough time keeping it down. So I believe that's what the format's going to be, unless they've changed it and didn't tell me.
Well, this is awesome. I'm so glad we're doing this again, and so glad you're on the camera.
Well,
it's awesome.
I appreciate
you. Do a great job.
Well, thank you.
Crew.
Thank you. We try hard, and, you know, we want to be as good as we can be at it, but it's fun to have parents that are willing to put a headset on. I tried to get you for about 4 or 5 games last year, you know, before I finally got you.
I know it. But you know what? Hey, it's a senior year. I'll go ahead and make a fool of myself. No, I'm kidding. I'm all about Ezra. Let's go. And I'm all about Northside football. So I'm ready for the summer to go to the lake, but I'm ready for.
Well, you're a Grizzly.
I'm a Grizzly.
That's
I graduated in 1992 with Chris Fitzgerald.
Is that right?
Yes.
You know, he's in the Hall of Fame.
I know. Isn't
cool?
that awesome? Yes. Yeah, we went to school together and graduated. I saw him out here somewhere.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah.
One thing that I forgot to bring up when I got to talk to you and Brandon at Conway, he went to Conway.
Yes,
this was
did.
like a house divided here.
Yes. Yes. But he was always going to root for the Northside. No.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. Well, we really have a good time doing this, and being able to talk to you and get the inside on, you know, the way Ezra is and what it's like to be his mom.
He's a great
means
kid.
a lot.
Yeah, he's a great kid.
We have the principal, Chris Carter, who has finally showed up. I've been trying to grab him for about 3 months now.
I went to school with him, too, but he was a senior. I was just a peon. I was a 10th grader.
Was he as good as they say?
Yeah, he played with my brother.
Oh, he did? That's right.
Brother,
I knew that.
Carl,
I knew that. That's exactly right. Well, good to have him as a principal.
It is. I'm great. It's great.
It is great. Well, Sabrina, thank you for spending time with us, and I'm going to get you again.
Okay,
this year.
Well, maybe I'll get to see one of those one-handed catches. Probably.
Oh, you will.
I probably won't, though, because, you know, they never do it in front of their mother.
Well, be ready.
Okay.
Be ready. He's going to do it.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
That's Sabrina Kroom, Ezra's mom. Thanks for stopping by. All right, just to hear in about probably 10 more minutes, we'll probably go outside. I kind of hope that's what happens, but we don't know for sure yet. Now they're throwing some pretty deep routes right now. There's Jackson Daly right here. I believe this is Bryce Perkins. Carter Zimmerman. Check that. That was this. I am not mistaken. This Perkins. They're getting using all the height they can use right now. And they're just coming across the bottom of the rafters. So it looks like this may be what they were going to do outside and have decided to stay inside. So all right, well, if we're going to go outside, it'll be now. They're going to huddle up. See if they make some decisions here that they let us know. Principal Chris Carter is with us. What's the next thing? What do they? You know what the next? I know you just got here, but I don't know if they're going to go outside or if it's inlets. Coach Fleur's going to try to maybe get with Coach Curry in here and find out.
You know, I don't really know, Buzz. Is this year 2 or 3 for something like this? Yeah. So I love the idea. I love the concept. It exposes our kids to folks that they may not be on anybody's radar, but when you invite folks for something like this, and college coaches come in from really all over the country and see our young people, including other high schools, line up, run the 40 and throw football 100 yards or whatever the case may be. That's great exposure, not only for the kids, but also I'm going to celebrate it being at Northside High School because
I agree.
We have great facilities and we're able to host something like this. And I'm just happy for our kids to be a part of it.
Just had Walker.
That's a kid you ought to grab him and talk to him.
Oh, man. He's I thought he might be competing today. Talked to his uncle, Coach Fleur, earlier, and he said that he thought he might come in and compete. But
he's a great player and a great young man. I think he he's at A-State, I believe. Is that not correct?
I think he is transferring.
Oh, is he leaving?
Yeah, I think he's transferring. I think Mike had taken him to NEO the other day to look, and he might be talking to Pitt State. I'm not 100% sure.
Good school
about that. Yes.
No, this is great exposure to our kids in our school, and we're happy to have it here on our campus. And great idea, perfect concept to expose these young people to college coaches who may not ever get to see a kid.
Right.
And a kiddo not able to be exposed to a coach like this. So no, this is good. I even brought my grandson up here. So
that's awesome.
He's out there running around. I said football, and he jumped in the truck.
He's ready to go.
He loves Northside football and basketball and baseball. He's ready to go.
Well, we were talking about baseball a little bit earlier. I hate that we didn't get the playoffs this year. Yeah. Started out pretty good. We swept har-ber, and I'm thinking, man, we're going to be pretty salty, and then just had a couple of bad breaks at opportune times, and did not make the playoffs.
Coach Hankins knows what he's doing if we'll give him a shot, and I think he's got some young kids on the team, and I've, of course, watched them a couple of times, not near as many times as you've been to see them, but I think we got a chance to be pretty good. Had a good day at school today. Had the Secretary of Education on our campus this morning, Dr. Jacob Oliva, seeing all the cool things that we're doing around Northside High School. We celebrated the third year of what's called a PLC model school, which stands for Professional Learning Communities that our teachers have been involved in, and he came and celebrated with us. And then we had a celebration after school today with the superintendent, Dr. Terry Morawski, and Mr. Mahan, and all the folks. Dr. Bone, Dr. Jones came over, and happy to celebrate those kinds of things and student successes, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It was a good meeting today and a good day today, and I'm fixing to go get something to eat.
Well, you looked in here in the hospitality room?
I did. Problem is, I got my whole family. I don't think we need to do that. But,
well, I was talking to Shelly earlier, and she said, try to, give it away to the kids or whatever. Yeah. It was a real good turnout. Appreciate her and Rachel.
Absolutely.
The Booster Club doing what they do. But this is who donated.
Wow.
You got Texas Roadhouse, Subway, Cane's, Hardee's, Golden Corral, Coca-Cola, Sweet Bay, Harps, and Walmart.
That's wonderful.
And Shelly and Rachel, what a great job they did. And I had some of that barbecue chicken from Texas Roadhouse. It was pretty good. There's Coach Curry right there.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach.
I'm going to let him have it. Buzz, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Coach. All right, Coach Curry with a headset on. Take a little break, grab something to eat. That awesome hospitality room. So, Coach, how you feel so far? Been a success?
I thought all the kids did real well from every school.
Yeah.
We had some times that we were expecting our kids to run, and I think they met their times. And so we're pretty happy with that.
Good. Are we still going outside, or are we?
We called it off.
Okay, got you.
It's too hot.
Too hot.
Too hot. Too hot. We won't get anybody hurt.
Well, we really enjoyed broadcasting this combine, and our hats off to you for putting this thing together.
Yeah, I'm glad we have you guys to expose these kids, man.
Well, it's definitely been fun. We enjoy it. And got to see some other guys that came in. Yeah.
That's
no
right.
question about that.
And I thought all of them test well. I thought all of them test well.
So what's next, Coach?
Well, we start spring ball next week.
Right.
And season is here as far as we're concerned.
Right.
Yeah. When spring ball gets here, and right around the corner, we're in summer, and summer is a grind, but it's a good grind for us, and we're in the season.
Yeah.
We're in the season.
Yeah, exactly. And before you know it, you blink, and it will be the Battle of Rogers Avenue.
That's right. That's right.
So it's I don't know. They say the older you get, the faster it goes. So
yeah, man. The years go by the fives now.
It really does.
I can't even keep up.
Well, Coach, thank you for everything that you do for our kids.
No, thank you
that
guys.
You do for the community. And I know there's a lot of moms and dads that are thankful for you putting this on and getting their kids exposed, and hopefully it gets them to the next level.
Yes, sir.
That's the whole goal, and I know that's your goal.
That's it, Buzz.
Coach Felix Curry, head coach of the Northside Grizzlies, thank you for your time. And, Coach, we'll do it again next year.
Yes, sir. That's the plan.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up from the indoor facility at Northside High School for the second annual Combine. We appreciate everybody that stopped in to talk to us. Melissa, Hannah, Sabrina. We just had a great day. You know, it's fun talking to the parents of the players, kind of getting that inside and, you know, about their kids and how they are, not just on the field, but as a high school student. We forget sometimes that they're young and that they have lives other than these athletics, but we do appreciate their talent, their skill, and we look forward to them playing every Friday night in football and Tuesdays and Fridays and basketball, and then our baseball, softball, soccer, just a lot of things going on. I know there's tryouts getting ready to come up for our golf team, and we also don't want to forget them or our tennis team. Support those Northside Grizzlies, and thank you again to Rachel and Shelly for the hospitality room. That was absolutely incredible. There's still a little bit left, so I'm going to go in there and take part of that. And thank you to Andy, Brandon, Dylan, for sure, for doing everything that you've done. I know you've had a couple months to try to prepare for this, but it always comes down to the last minute, trying to get all the different players and the lineups and when they're going to do what. So thank you for doing that. And also, Hannah, we braved this heat coming in here and filming. So thank you to everybody that took part. I'm Buzz Sawyer saying so long from Northside Grizzly Fieldhouse. Go Bears.